Okie dokie, folks. Now we are getting into what I call some of just the weirder movies. Just such a bizarre concept. Just like, what did I just watch? Well, in this case, this one is called The Town That Dreaded Sundown from 1979, actually, 92 minutes. So it's post World War II America, and a country's trying to get back on its feet. you know, uh, Being pretty much, I'm going to say at the time, the most powerful country in the world. They're talking about these rare inventions that were called cars. People knew about them for a while, but they started to become more prominent. Well, Texarkana, Texas, has a Kriller there, and this Kriller is going around and krilling people, but he's got definitely a unique um, hood on him, a white sheet or whatever it is. It looks a little unusual. Yes, that's what I thought. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Well, I would like to call this the Zodiac Killer of the 1940s in the South. So, I like certain parts about this film. This is a pseudo documentary where they detail what's happening with this town. It's like, oh, what could possibly be going on? Oh, a whole bunch of people are being scared, so the city tries to protect itself by relying on the police force, purchasing firearms, and even getting a bunch of what was that, like metallurgists or blacksmiths to install deadbolts on the doors. Very interesting. So we get this bizarre mashup of having what's the word I'm looking for? Voiceover that is detailing everything that's going on. I'm like, okay, I like what's going on here. We even get to see the cops come in. So I don't know. I like the cops in this movie. We get one serious cop that's called Sparkplug for whatever reason. Get a guy with a mustache who's the police chief or something like that, and another cop that's devoted to catching this krill. And I'm like, all right, why is this movie so kind of mixed? Well, it has to do with the cars that perform the stunts. I'm thinking, is this where Vin Diesel got his influence from? Because as I'm just watching this, they're coming in and they're doing sick twists and turns. I didn't know that drag racing or street racing is that even illegal at this point. I mean, this is like pre NASCAR stuff. So to see this in these 1946 Studebakers at least 3 times in this movie, what? I'm just like, what the heck was that? Just you're trying to have this serious flick about the pseudo documentary flick about trying to catch this kriller, but then they show off stunt cars. What? 1940 stunt cars. And there's even another cop that's dressed in drag. All the other people are mocking him, and he's just saying, like, shut up. And I know this is probably around the time of Klinger from MASH, but when I'm just watching, I'm like, this is cheesy. I don't know. It's like when this movie is also good, especially when the main cop is chasing the kriller. It's intense because we get a couple of long takes where he's going around in the water, where he also hears a bunch of bang bang bangs, coming from what would be the word for it? A front rhymes with front. We get to see an intense scene of true paranoia. I was looking at it, I'm like, we're 30 minutes in, we're getting an amazing scene that goes on for roughly 5 minutes as he discovers the kriller. He even has the shotgun prepared, but then he can't do it because it was a 12 gauge and it's just out of range or something like that, that I can believe. I'm like, okay, yes, I like that. I can even understand that. But then to have the cops be incompetent, so I'm like, what is this? They need to be look like Keystone Capers, I guess would be the word. I don't know. It's just such a bizarre uh, tonal focus, I guess. I don't know, man. It's just like the Blu-ray looks amazing. That I have it on here, and it looks great, especially for like the action scenes right there, and even like in the tense scene when the main cop and the chief with the mustache is talking, and they're saying, "Hey, I don't want any one GD word coming out going to the press in order to incite a riot," and that I can completely understand. That's what I want to see was more of like the police procedural going on, and the actions of what the Phantom Killer was doing. That's his official name. When that was on screen, that was fantastic. But when you get the bizarro moments, especially with the trombone murder, where a woman just gets like she's up against a tree, she's already bloody and everything, and the guy comes in with a trombone and proceeds to wallop her. I mean, I know that happened, but that's death by bad music. I mean, maybe the music was so bad from the trombone that didn't want it. I don't know. That's just something I never really thought of, but yeah, I don't know. This was a Charles B. Pierce. He was most famous, I guess, for being the writer for Sudden Impact. The Clint Eastwood movie. So kind of an independent filmmaker. This was also part of like a drive-in cinema uh, movement, along with Legend of Boggy Creek, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and something else. This is the only one that's based on a true story. And some people even say that the Phantom Killer became the Zodiac Killer. That's just a theory, so I don't know. With all that being said, if you want to see something that's a proto slasher and led to all the 1980 slashers, then I actually do recommend that you watch The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and it has nothing to do with vampires.